Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗣𝗃𝑔uru's channel. I'm your host, Sree Iyer. Today, Sumit Peer joins me and we are going to take a look at all this winking that is going on amongst politicians, what it means and what does it usually result in. Some sort of a surprise. So let's welcome our guest of the evening, Sri Sumit Peer. Sumit ji, namaskar and welcome to 𝗣𝗃𝑔uru's channel.
Sri sir, namaskar, pranam, sadhu and vanakkam. Thank you very much for the invite. Always a pleasure, sir.
Viewers, please click on the like button for this video so that this will go viral, because we're going to share some interesting information, parallels between two winks, Rahul Gandhi's wink and Justinder Singh's wink, and where this may lead to. And the most important thing that you can do is to support us. And Sumit ji always puts in a lot of research before he comes out with his hangouts. So we have a double header today. We have one in Hindi also at 9:30 p.m. But today, now we're going to talk about Justinder's wink. Sumit ji, so Justin Trudeau got his man, his party member, elected as the speaker. Now, remember, if you have to, viewers, you have to go back to the 90s in India, where getting the speaker, your person, was a big deal because they were all coalitions, right? So you needed the speaker to be on your side, even though he's supposed to be neutral. So, Sumit ji, tell us, what does this mean? Is this a victory for Justin Trudeau so that he's trying to get away from all this other heat, which is not going away? India is insisting that you have to take back 41 diplomats. What is happening, sir?
Sir, in the name of Bhagwan Sri Ganesha, let's do the Sri Ganesha of this vlog. The first and the most important thing is, sir, that this man has completely lost it. He and our Shriman Rahul Gandhi ji are so similar, because both are father's sons, both are there because they are their father's sons, both were not successful in their careers, now they became politicians. It looks like when you fail in everything, you can become a politician. And both are dynasts. Both run a political private limited company, and both are there just for their benefit, for their future survival. And both have done things which have hurt the national interest of the country. And today, even our बहन जी प्रियंका जी was saying कि मेरी दादी इंदिरा गांधी भी एक महापुरुष थी. I mean, she was telling, ये देखिए, मेरी दादी इंदिरा गांधी भी एक महापुरुष थी. So when you will believe me this. I think I have a video. If I have sent it to Sachin ji today, you have to look at this and you have to really tell them. I'll just send you this video. I'll just send this to Sachin ji. I was looking at this video and I was zapped. Because these political dynasts, whenever they get a small victory, it's a big thing for them. It's like that kid, okay, I have got highest marks in the class. Then the father asks, how many marks have you got? Okay, I have got more marks than our topper. How many marks did you get? No, I have got highest marks in the class. Arey baba, kitne number mile? 2 number mile 10 mein se. Well, then why? What is so great about it? Topper was absent today, na? That's why I've got highest marks. This is exactly the mentality. You look at Sri Rahul Gandhi, you look at Priyanka Vadra, she's saying, my dadi, Indira Gandhi bhi ek mahapurush thi. I mean, you look at the depth of politics. You look how entrenched they are into politics. This will give you an idea. Do they really understand anything on the ground or not? So, I mean, getting that, when Rahul Gandhi did that fascinating, conversation in the parliament, I will not call it a lecture, conversation in the parliament, he winked. He tried to, Modi ji ke gale pad rahe the, then he winked. Now this Justinder Trudeau is again celebrating, I don't know for what. He has put Canada in such an embarrassing position. His political career is, kind of literally hanging by thin threads. And now he's doing this tamasha, pata nahi kya kar rahe. For me, it looks like is it a volleyball club or is it really a Canadian parliament? I don't know.
Indira Gandhi ji भी एक इसी तरह की महापुरुष थी, पुरुष नहीं थी, महापुरुष थी, पुरुष नहीं थी.
सर अब आप देखिए, मैं हिंदी भी सिखाऊं क्या? I mean, do you want me to teach that? प्रियंक बहन जी सिंह कि मेरी दादी महापुरुष थी. I mean, क्या बोलूं मैं? I mean, this talks about how incompetent these political dynasts are, because they have nothing of their own, and they're my father's son, my father's daughter, his wife. When these people come to the power, these occurrences, Rahul Gandhi ji winking, Justinder Singh Theodore dancing, and Priyanka Gandhi ji saying my Dadi was a Mahapurush. So this all happens in one day. These all contraceptive. And with similar people.
A question. Mahapurush, when she corrected herself, what did she say? What did she say after that? Mahapurushri?
Purushni Mahapurushti. I mean, come on. I mean, what do we say, sir? मैं क्या बताऊँ? हिंदी सिखाऊँ क्या? I mean, that is the level of. That is the level of.
महापुरुष थी,
बड़ा पुरुष थी,
पुरुष नहीं थी.
पहले बोले बड़ा पुरुष थी, फिर बोले पुरुष नहीं थी,
पुरुष थी, पुरुष नहीं थी, महापुरुष थी, पुरुष नहीं थी.
पहले बड़ा पुरुष थी, पुरुष नहीं महापुरुष. Sir, you believe this? You see, you know what does this talk about, Sri sir? This talks about इनके लिए all these things are just words. इनके लिए all these things are just to play with the emotions of people. इनके लिए these are just those cozy little pranks, that little pun, you know, which you and me exchange on a dining table with our family and with our friends. That is what politics is now. Politics for them is a tamasha. It's a circus. It's something cozy. Okay, buddy, I'm going to make these Indians work. Oh, wow. Oh my God, we got to speak a bingo. It's that teenager mentality of a so-called matured politicians who are now, you know, in between 50s and 60s. And one thing is very, you know, different about them, sir. People like me who have crossed 45, we are getting old. But people people like them who have crossed 50 are still young. They are still young. They are youth leaders.
I mean, where is Bollywood when we need them? You know, they have written about लड़की आंख मारी. अब लड़का आंख मारा तो क्या होता है? अरे कुछ तो लिखो भाई, हम भी सीख लें.
इसमें लगता है आपके मित्र ओवैसी जी से पूछना पड़ेगा. I mean, sir, hilarious. I can't stop laughing. Now let's get to that subject. Now, this is what so whenever they get a small political gain, small thing, which is a teeny mini thing, they are overjoyed. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to express themselves. Even their control of even their expressing the opinions gets out of the hand, and this is seen as ridiculed as a cheap tamasha. And that is what exactly it is. I mean, for you, bhashan is a mazak. For you, parliament is a mazak. For you, addressing parliament is a mazak. Everything, even honoring an elected prime minister is a mazak. Because when Rahul Gandhi ji was there, what did he do? Manmohan Singh ji came with the ordinance. He went there, hard ke pheng diya muh pe. I mean, this is your respect for the leaders. This is your respect for the constitutionally elected posts who are empowered by the people. If this is your respect, then God save the country. Now let's come to the second part of it. So we know this tamasha and the similarities. I was trying to draw what is politics for these dynas. It's a you know, that kitty cozy party or a kitty those bachelors party, winking, honking, and you know all that is what they is for them. Now and eventually, sir, the point I want to make is when you are controlling or you're planning to control 1.4 billion people. When Justin Singh is trying to control a country like Canada, if this is what they bring to the table, God save those countries. You are doomed if you have a leader like this. Jaswinder Falsu. Bahut naam hai. Kya bole aap? Now let's come to the serious side of it. Now the serious side of why is India doing it about these 41 people? What is the message we are trying to give? What are the angles? So, in my opinion, there are around 7 to 8 angles which are being worked upon. I'll try to cover all of them in the next 30 minutes. The first angle is, sir, it's a very, very clear message to America and the CIA. Because we know Canada is the 51st state of America, technically, practically. And the way Canada is being handled, it's a message to the Americans and CIA, look, you cannot meddle in our internal affairs. How do I relate to that? Today, if you look at the statements of Arindam Bagchi is not mentioning terror. He is not mentioning terror sympathizing, terror harboring. He has not mentioned anything. He has said interference in our internal affairs. So it has gone to next level. Earlier, it is not about, so the point I want to make clear, it's not about Niger. It's not about terrorism. It's not about one particular person. It's not about harboring. No. It is about you are trying to meddle in our internal affairs, which is not acceptable to you. So you have to tone down your diplomatic cadre here by 41 diplomats. And after 10th October, what is in the media, they will no longer get the diplomatic immunity. That means, Sree sir, you have 5 days to leave the country. 5 दिन में आपको निकलना है. You have 5 days to leave the country. After that, no diplomatic immunity is there. Which means, if you are arrested, if there are some charges against you, you can be even arrested, and you have to face the rule of the law. And there is no immunity for you. There is no privileges for you. So, in next, before clock starts 11th of October, India time, you have to leave. So, you exactly have 5 days to pack your bags and leave. Now, what does that mean? That means toning down of their trade missions, toning down of their economic interests, toning down of their influence. Somewhere down the line, we know that diplomats also have links and influences. You know what I mean. When they are toned down, that is the first message you are given. Now, related to what happened today, point number 2. 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙪, the ambassador of United States of America and India, what he has to say? He says that America should restrict its contact indefinitely with India for certain particular reasons. He is suggesting that because this is happening to Canada, you see the synchrony. Because this is happening to Canada, now the Americans should reduce their contacts and their touch points with India for indefinite period of time. So that means he is trying to relate whatever is happening with Canada between the Indian and America relations. I have not seen anything from the White House yet because he said it today morning, I believe. And by tomorrow morning, we'll know what has the White House has to say on that or not. In my opinion, White House is not going to react to that. But this is the amount of sulk which is on the ground. So this is, you have to relate with what 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 said. Point number 3. If you look at Canada, sir, Canada is the only country where CIA, where CCP and Canadian intelligence, along with ISI, at times these three function independently, they function jointly, or they function with or without Canadian intelligence. Is the only country in the world where 4 intelligences are running their parallel satta, their parallel fiefdoms here and there, jointly or without jointly. Chinese have a great influence in Canada. Justinder Singh Theodore knows that. Khalistan, it's the only country where Khalistanis have infiltrated into the government, like Jagmeet Singh. It's the only country where Pakistani origin people have infiltrated every possible government institution and they are carrying the mandate and diktat of ISI. This is happening in Canada. We know that. So with these things, we also know CIA has its role to play in Canada. It's a playground for them. We know ISI can work in Canada. And we know there are certain cases and operations where they are working with each other or they are working even independent of each other. So if you ask me, is Canadian intelligence controlling Canada? No. Does Canadian mounted police know what is happening in Canada? No. Is anybody in control of Canada? No. Who is controlling Canada? Great Almighty God. That's who is controlling Canada. Now, what is the message to the world? Message to the world is, Sree sir, if you can handle this situation in Canada, where I would call it a sangam, I will call it what you call in Hindi, sangam is where the rivers meet. I'll call it the sangam of intelligence, where it's a deadly cocktail of various intelligence agencies, their interests, their people, their contacts, and all working, and where the government is infiltrated by Khalistanis, where the intelligence is infiltrated by Pakistanis and ISI. If you can control that country, and which happens to be the neighbor of United States of America, the message which you are sending, Sree sir, is very, very clear to America and CIA. And secondly, you are telling the world, if you can control Canada, if you can control the rot in Canada on the Canadian soil, you can control it anywhere. ये आप कुछ कह रहे थे जी.
हाँ, एक clarification आया है US Embassy से. So I just want to read it verbatim so I don't get it wrong. This is about 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪's remark that you mentioned. The US Embassy issued the denial after a report in Washington-based publication Politico titled "Why Biden's Mum on the India-Canada Spat." The report quoted an official as saying that US Ambassador to India, 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪, had told his team that India-US ties could get worse for a time. It added that 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 had said that the US may need to reduce its contacts with Indian officials for an undefined period of time. This was something that Politico has quoted. Now, the US Embassy in India has given a statement that is basically saying the US Embassy dismisses these reports. Ambassador 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 is working hard every day to deepen the partnership between the people and the governments of the United States and India. As his personal engagement and public schedule demonstrates, Ambassador 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 and the US mission to India are working every day to advance the important, strategic, and consequential partnerships we have with India. Now, this is interesting. See, people will say, "Oh, okay, kuch misquote hua hai." But Eric Garcetti has been seen with his pictures with Shah Rukh Khan. He goes to Kolkata. He goes to Manipur. He comes to Kolkata and issues a press conference. I mean, see, even Indian ambassador to the United States, Sri Sandhu, he does travel, but most of his travel assignments are related to the Indian diaspora. Like Diwali function in Chicago, yeah, some US IBC, United States India Business Council meetings all over the country. I have not seen, up tak, till today, I have not seen Indian ambassador going to Oregon to see what happened to Black Lives Matter. I haven't seen him go to the Great Wall of US, which is the wall that is not there at most places. He is not commenting about the illegals coming in, because a lot of drugs are also coming in that affects India. So there is a difference between how the US ambassador is behaving in India and the Indian ambassador is behaving in the US. I'm not saying anything, guys. I'm just saying that people will not just like that accept this denial. Kuch to hai isme. That's how I feel. Back to you.
Sir, the point I was trying to exactly make is that we have to wait. How does the Washington respond to it? Now, after this denial seems to be they are in a damage control mode. He must have said something. He must have spilled the beans. That things went out. Now, as it has hit out, and when I correlate it with the Arindam Bagchi's statement that interference in the internal affairs, right? So these two sum up. These two add up. That's why I was trying to correlate the two. And now the denial means this is a damage control by United States of America, where they say, no, this is not what our ambassador said. But I believe there is no smoke without fire. Kuch to hua hai, kuch to bola hai. How should somebody quote him in thick air? How can somebody assume what he is saying? He must have told this. He must have told it to his officers or his colleagues. So one of the colleagues might have spilled the beans. How did it come out? I don't know. Now it is important is here that the US has immediately got into the damage control, is trying to control the damage. And you are right, because if you look at Mr. Garcia's, where he has been going, what he has been commenting, we can help you on Manipur, we can do this, we can do that. I mean, it is a kind of a, and before he came to India, and I remember he had made some controversial statements, wherein Dr. Jaishankar told once कि हम प्यार से बैठ के समझाएंगे, हम प्यार से समझाएंगे, समझ जाएंगे. So, you relate all the sequence of events and you relate it to what was happening today. And, Arindam Bagchi's statement, it makes sense that something was told. Now, US is in a damage control mode. Now, coming back to our argument, sir. Look, if we don't do it now, if we don't do it with Canada, we'll be seeing
discussions on parity.
And if you
as you mentioned earlier, given the much higher diplomatic
Arindam
presence of Canadian diplomats or diplomatic presence here and their continuing interference in our internal affairs, we have sought parity in our respective diplomatic presence. Discussions are ongoing on the modalities of achieving this. Specific question by you, John, regarding dates, etc. Look, I would not like to get into the details of diplomatic conversations. As we mentioned, I think last week, given that Canadian diplomatic presence is very much higher, we would assume that there would be a reduction.
That's it. So back to you. Yeah.
Correct. That is exactly what I was saying, sir. Now, today, it's not about Niger. It's not about terrorism. It's not terror century. It's not about one issue. It is interference in the internal affairs of India. So, I think the things have escalated to a higher level. You are not mentioning about an individual or incident. It is about internal. You are interfering in our internal affairs. So, that is loud and clear. Now, if you are a superpower in making, and which we are, so you have to be seen, being perceived there. So, there is no way I have been maintaining from day one. India cannot back out. India cannot afford to back out, because we will be seen very, very weak, and you will not be seen there what is happening there. So that is the point number 2, which we have seen. Now, the point number 3, which I want to bring to your notice, is with all these developments happening, I was tracking a few other things, what are happening here and there. Other things which are happening is that, you see, now, if you look at this, if you even look at the NewsClick incident, we know that China has something where China has a role to play, and China has been messing around with India's internal affairs through wherever it can. It can be Canada, it can be here, it can be there. Now, what have these Chinese done? If you look at the NewsClick incident, I was zapped to know, sir, this Roy Singham, the person in the discussion, For last 1 year, he is living in China. Last 1 year, Roy Singham is living in China, though he is an American citizen. Now the question is, when America gives an advisory that it is unsafe for citizens to travel to China and you can be apprehended and all. What is this Indian American, doing in China? What are his business interests in China? And we know the news click which has happened. We know how it has kind of turned out. Now, this is some very, very important things which have happened. So news click, China angle, then goes back to Canada, then Khalistani angle. These all seem to be related. Now, what is this American doing in China for last 1 year? This is a very important thing which we should investigate and which we should talk about. I want to bring you to the another aspect of it. What has happened here? Last 2 days, Mr. Amit Shah has been in a meeting with all the DGPs and all the nodal agencies, all the agencies, NIA, all the agencies. Now, this meeting is happening, and they are trying to devise how this radicalization of our youth is happening, how forces outside India are trying to, disrupt law and order here. It is very clear. They are saying forces outside India are trying to disrupt law and order over here, and how we are going to counter them, right? How we are going to counter them, and what are our ways and means available to them. Now, today evening, just I think an hour back or so, there's one more announcement which came in, which says that tomorrow, Mr. Amit Shah will be specially doing a session and inaugurating a conference or a, whatever you want to say, a meeting, wherein the idea will be to look into how these left-leaning publications and how this left-leaning liberal cabal or these left-leaning organizations are trying to disrupt India and India going forward. So in this left-leaning, somewhere if we say, we somewhere indirectly talk of CCP, we talk of ISI, we talk of all these urban nexus, we talk of all the cabals which are working to disrupt India. That is starting tomorrow. This is what Mr. Amit Shah has kind of announced today. So India is going full throttle against them. Now, let me take you to another incident which happened today. Today, Mr. Ranbir Kapoor is a Bollywood actor, bada actor aisa. He has been summoned by ED. I think tomorrow, and he has just asked for a 2 weeks extension. Just 15 minutes back, he asked for a 2 weeks extension before coming for ED. It is regarding that Mahavir betting app, sir.
Mahadev.
Bajrangbali ka bhakt hu na, to Mahavir jaldi nahi. So Mahadev betting app. Now this person, who the owner, has spent 240 crores on his marriage, and it is assumed that this betting app they have got assets, or they have made money of 5,000 crores, 5,000 crore. 240 crores was spent on cash in a marriage in Dubai, which included chartered flights, which included Bollywood celebrities, which included Bollywood patronage, which includes gifts and all. And there was an event management company which was paid some 50 or some 100 crore in cash. So all these people, this left ecosystem is being kind of, now we are going against them. Now, initially, when we did our last hangout, I was telling you, sir, politicians are now in the question. Now, media is being questioned. There are two people who are yet not questioned. One is Bollywood and one is cricketers. These two are still out of the fray now. With this development, though a lot of Bollywood guys have been questioned by ED before, now in this kind of they have not been questioned for this. Now, this is a new revelation, because if Ranbir Kapoor has something to do with it, if he was also part of this illegal business, what was happening, and he knew what these guys are up to. You see, betting is not legal in India. This cricket betting and all is not legal in India. When we mean of betting, what is betting? We mean of cricket betting. Imagine, jo betting ka dhanda chalata, the person who is writing betting ka dhanda is spending 240 crores on his marriage, has assets of 5,000 crores. And it's not only one app. How many such apps can be there? How much of a bigger ecosystem is involved? How many politicians of particular lineage, right? How many lawyers of particular lineage? How many, these, urban nexus and all who give the cover fire? How big the ecosystem can be? One person or one app is worth 5,000 crores, approximately $1 billion. Not billion, some $7.8 billion, one app. If you have 10 or 20 of them, you can imagine how big is the betting industry. Because basically it's all about betting. I mean, today a lot of cricket is all about betting. You know it, sir. I know it. How does it happen? It's a lot of betting happens in the cricket. It's an open and closed secret. Everybody knows about it, but nobody is willing to talk about it because this is happening here. Now this Ranbir Kapoor has asked for 2 weeks to come and he will talk, and I think he will be talking to a battery of lawyers. Now you will see again the same set of lawyers which are helping all these people will again go and help him also to evade law. You see
Shishyas of Aryabhatta. The Shishyas of Aryabhatta.
Correct. वही लोग आएंगे. They will again try him to help him evade the law. So if this Ranbir Kapoor is being questioned for this thing, and this happened very fast. I think within a month he has been questioned and all. Now ED has powers to attach assets. ED can ask you 17 साल का हिसाब किताब ला. ED can tell you where else your money is coming, where your wife's income is coming, who's your Sisodiya, what are your links of your Sisodiya, किस से उठता बैठता है, क्या उठता बैठता, because they will want to know everything. And if foreign funding is somewhere found, then the NIA will come. If some Indian links are with here and there, then the CBI will come. If there is an economic offense, then the economic offences wing will come. So my idea, what I am sensing here, Sree sir, now this Bollywood का जो उस दिन मैं कह रहा था ना, भी number नहीं आया. I think number आना शुरू हो गया. After this, the Bollywood का number आना भी शुरू हो गया. The Bollywood is also being questioned and they will be questioned. So what is happening? All the ecosystems. We are cracking on all the ecosystems. If you look at what Amit Shah ji did for 2 days, what is he going to do tomorrow? You look at Ranbir Kapoor, you look at journalists, and you look at politicians. Politicians, today Sanjay Singh is arrested by ED, got a 5-day remand from the court. We know that that's a breaking and developing story. Now, how many of Imandar politicians, self-proclaimed Imandar politicians are in ED guest houses, are ED ke अच्छे उनका देखभाल कर रही है ED. So, and there are a few more left. They will also be, it's a matter of time. सबका number आएगा. I've been telling them on P Gurus, भाई सबका number आएगा. They don't believe me. तो सबका number धीरे-धीरे आ रहा है. And if I take you, well, this is happening here. This is one important development which is happening elsewhere. You wanted to say something, sir?
Yeah. Trivia for our fun-seeking, followers who follow Bollywood closely. Another famous Kapoor has Ranbir in his name. Can you guess who it is? And you have to give the full name. Go ahead.
So now this Ranbir Kapoor episode, this Amit Shah ji on this 2 days law and order, and today on the left liberal media ka crackdown. And now with this, you are also enhancing your message to the Western world. Look, India means business. India is up for business, but at the own terms. And a lot of people, sir, claim that. I don't know how far it is true, but I'm tending to believe now it is true. A lot of people claim that India before 2014 was run earlier by KGB than by CIA. It's only in 2014 India has started being run by an Indian. So that is where the things have changed. That is why the West did not anticipate this kind of a response from India. They did not think this kind of a response will come from India, and Indians will answer us or believe it like that. Canada, yesterday Justin Trudeau was trying to de-escalate with India, but India is adamant you have to get rid of your 41 diplomats from them because we want them to move on from it. Now this is happening in the backdrop of what it has happened. One important development which also happened. Now, if you look at the World Economic Forum Board of Trustees, Mukesh Ambani ji is a member of that. So for the first time, Indians have started Ranbir Raj Kapoor.
So Raj Kapoor's full name was Ranbir Raj Kapoor, and his younger brother was Shamsher Raj Kapoor, who we all know as Shammi Kapoor. The third one was Balbir Raj Kapoor, who became Shashi Kapoor. I have no idea how Balbir became Shashi. Maybe Shammi stuck, so they thought they'll put something else, add something else, and make it Shashi. Anyway, so these are the first 3 brothers of the Kapoor family. Kesar, I tip my hat to you. You're the first one to get the complete answer. Next, please go ahead.
Sir, now with this Mukesh Ambani ji being part of the Board of Trustees of World Economic Forum, now if we know the World Economic Forum, it has predominantly been dominated by West. It has been predominantly been controlled by West, and all the boards, all the bodies have been controlled by the West. Now India has slowly started, I would not say infiltrating, I will say getting the place which it deserves in these international economic forums and decision-making bodies. So I see this as a very important change. Because if you look at what happened around 15 days back, which I forgot to mention, suddenly Mr. Mahindra, Anand Mahindra had some business interest in Canada. After this India-Canada row, he automatically withdrew. He said, "Bhai, mereko Canada mein business nahi karna." Now, if Mr. Anand Mahindra is going to withdraw, So all the leading industries of India get a message. They watch each other. They trace each other's movements. So with that, those things happening, if Mr. Mahindra withdraws, now you can imagine others will also start withdrawing. Now Indian councillors have already started saying, students, look, Canada is not a good option, right? And even if we look at the plight of things happening in UK, sir, I was looking at what is happening in Cardiff. I was looking at what is happening in Wales and all, which have been the traditional student hubs. The things are bad to us. I mean, things are getting really out of control in UK. So things in the Western world are not very stable. Now, incidentally, another piece of news which is breaking here is now, student ecosystem in Canada is a big money churner from India. We fund around 60% of the Canadian higher education from Indian students. So that is the impact they're going to have. Their trade missions are going to be impacted. Their presence in India, directly, indirectly, is going to be impacted. Now, even I heard somewhere that Mr. Rajnath Singh has given a go-ahead to Indian Air Force that if required, burn all the poppy of Manipur. I have, this is source-based information. I cannot validate this, but if it is true, it is for the first time a very, very strong step is being proposed by India on the drug ecosystem. What you rightly said, a lot of drugs and a lot of drug money has started coming here. So attack is happening on that. The point I'm trying to make, every ecosystem is being triangulated simultaneously. And you look at the number of raids NIA is doing every day. I mean, day before yesterday, we had caught these engineers who were, I told you, they were all 3 engineers, and they were trying to have this blast in around Diwali.
We seem to have momentarily lost Sumit Ji, and while he rejoins, may I request you to please like this video, and if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel. I'm closely tracking. Back to you. Go ahead.
Okay. I could see myself. I don't know what happened. But I'm saying, sir, the point I was trying to make, all the ecosystems are being targeted simultaneously. Every day you will see NIA making raids. Every day. I will want to take you to the decision wherein Mr. Amit Shah told that in every district there will be 1 NIA office. And moving forward, if there's required in some troubled districts, there might be 2 NIA offices. So this NIA cracking the whip, and now I have, if you see, like in the case of News Click, economic offences wing, NIA, CBI, special cell, all these wings of the government are working together and in tandem. So a lot of these people are really rattled, sir. They're really frustrated because they know the government is in a mood of now attacking. They were not in a mood of letting you go because lot has been let go. Bahut ho gaya. I mean, this is the end of the situation. If Canada thinks it can operate through its diplomats, we are pulling that back. You can operate through NGOs, that will be back. You can operate through proxies, that will be back. You can operate through some media organizations, that will be back. And the idea is simple. If you are directly involved, if you are indirectly involved, if you are indirectly involved, if you are a sympathizer, if you are a facilitator or you're a financer, you will be seen as a part of the ecosystem. And if you are a part of the ecosystem, let me assure you, 101% aapka number aayega, 101% number aayega. Now there is no moving back. Because now what I can see, what are the feelings on the tremors I get from the ground, it's an all-out assault. It's an all-out assault and swatch, sabko saaf karna. We have to clean the system altogether. With these all developments happening, now this rise of India, this rise of India to a different stature is seen by the whole world, Sri sir. And I don't know why is CIA and why did these people thought of doing this now? Because this is directly helping and elevating the stature of Prime Minister Modi. With the elections of 2024, around the corner, they thought they could push down Modi. And they could push down Modi and Modi will be rattled, he will be put in a corner and they'll say, look how weak his foreign policies. This is exactly the Pulwama movement that they did. Pakistan did Pulwama thinking that Modi ji will not retaliate, Modi ji will go in a back street. And when Modi ji will go in a back street, they will say, look, Modi ne to kuch kiya nahi. He's not competent, he can't do anything. The way Modi ji retaliated, these Pakistan, ISI, and they were all rattled. Now, exactly this Khalistan and this all fiasco was done to put Modi in a back seat. And the way Modi ji is going to retaliate, it has elevated the stature. I'm telling you, sir, today, 20 to 30 seats more are guaranteed for Modi ji after this. Ji.
So we just wanted to tell you, this is official now. This is official now. Aapne keh rahe the na ki source I can't tell. Now it is official. Many sites have published it. So they have told IF to destroy the poppy plantations before harvest in Manipur. So we know you have to look at this, I guess, along with what is happening in Afghanistan. And we have had a couple of speakers come and explain to our viewers here on P Guru's platform that this is a simultaneous action. Perhaps India has done a deal with the Taliban saying that we will take care of your food security needs. We will take care of your food needs. But first, destroy all your poppycock. Because if you want to completely eliminate ISI, decimate them, you have to take care of everywhere. एक जगह छोड़ोगे तो वहां से आ जाएंगे फिर से. So this is an all-out attack at ISI. Understand this, guys. It is an all-out attack against ISI because they have got such deep roots into India. जो भी बोलकर लोगों को भड़का दिया, जो भी है. But this is really the thrust of the problem. And back to you, Sumit. I just wanted to confirm to you that it is no longer a source, but it is a news now.
Correct. Very good. So I'm happy, sir. I'm very happy because for the first time, India is going to use IF to do this. And we are setting a new precedent. The point I was trying to make in this vlog was everywhere we are setting a new precedence. If you talk of World Economic Forum, if you talk of POPI, if you talk of, against journalists, if you talk of, all these Khalistani elements, if you talk of Canadian diplomats, if you talk of going against the NGOs, if you talk of, various things which have happened in a couple of days, if you talk of Sanjay Singh, if you talk of Ranbir Kapoor, if you talk of Amit Shah Ji's meeting, if you talk of tomorrow's meeting where this left-leaning ecosystem is going to be the point of discussion. And something very interesting has happened in the world. With all these things happening, the stature of India has elevated, which India needs at the world forums. We are getting into the various world forums like World Economic Forum and other various predominant decision-making bodies. There is Mr. Banga, who is already, Geeta Gopinath Ji is there, Mr. Banga is there, Ajay Banga. And the FATF head is, I think the head is Indian today, if I'm not wrong. So with all these things happening, India and Indians through its diaspora are going to the places which were unheard before. Now, when you have this much of a cloud in the world, why don't you punch to your size? Punch to your weight. That is what exactly India is doing. This is where they did not anticipate. And by trying to do this, they have elevated the stature of Prime Minister Modi. He is going to get 30 seats more because of what Justinder Singh Theodore did. And हुआ क्या Justinder Singh Theodore के बाद, which we'll cover in our next, thing of, Mr. T. Rajakumar of Singapore is the president of 1st July 08. This is what I was trying to make. Like, it's again an Indian origin guy who is the president of, FATF. Now, the point I'm trying to make is, now with India going all out, where we are hitting the our size, the message is very subtle and clear to all the ecosystems. We are out now. Now, Canada did a favor to us in a way. By putting those all allegations and everything against us, now hum to open khulle mein khel rahe hain, sir. Now we are playing in the open. We don't bother. That is exactly what I was telling you. I told on the national TV. Within 15 days or a month, this issue will settle. Once this issue settles, then when you already put allegations on us which are false, now we will go and play out in the open. What can you do? You have put your allegations, you have trained your guns on us, you have done your firing on us, we have survived it. Now it is our turn to retaliate. We'll retaliate the way we want, and you have given us an opportunity to dismantle all the ecosystems out of India and within India. Within India, to hamare control mein, out of India, what we have to do in the supreme national interest, we will do. One more important thing has come up. Now, with these developments happening, the stature of India is elevated, right? That is so sure. Yesterday, I was reading something very interesting. I think in America, in whole of Europe, in Russia, and even in India, this mass siren and warning systems are being tested. Mass siren warning systems are being tested. Now, this is a very, very interesting thing. Who is testing them? Why are they testing this? Is there a threat of a war? Things look like that. Then when it is happening in Europe, it's happening in America, it's happening in Russia, and it is happening in India. It did not happen in Pakistan. It did not happen in China. It did not happen in Pakistan. It did not happen in China. And between China and Pakistan, October 31st is the deadline. After 31st, the window closes. They can't do much. So they have only next 25-30 days, maybe a month more before they can think of doing any adventurism. After that, it is not happening. And one more news which has come up with this India's elevated stature, and refer to the national security document of US, wherein they said there's one global power which is going up, and one Asian power is taking the place of that. Well, that Asian power is India for sure, which you have seen. One important thing which I'm coming to know, sir, I have this hunch, or I have this analysis or intuition or some information that Ukraine might surrender. If the Ukraine surrender is coming on the table, imagine the situation. If Ukraine surrenders, imagine the position of the whole Western alliance, because UK has literally said, we don't have money, we don't have weapons to give to Ukraine. They have clearly said today or yesterday, bhaiya paisa bhi nahi hai, weapon bhi nahi hai, we can't give anything to Ukraine. So UK has washed out. Poland is no longer interested. Hungary and all are also kind of, looking at their options. People are closing their border with Slovakia because of this refugee problem. Refugee crisis has become an Islamic invasion of the world, because 99% of these refugees are from Islamic countries. They are all Islamic countries, and they have started going everywhere in the world. This refugee invasion of the Europe, this refugee invasion of the world is getting uncontrolled. And this, Russian-Ukrainian war is kind of fueling it. Now, Zelensky running out of the options, and if Ukraine surrender is on the table, imagine if India has a role to play with it after this Ukraine surrender, when the Western world will lose a lot of battle in the mind and perception. They will be seen down. A new power will emerge, which will be seen really as a big power, because we know China is on a downslide. We know Russia has problems because of the war. We know American economy has crisis, and because of the Russian-American war and all, the housing numbers and all are looking pretty gloomy. I mean, I don't know how the next year will look like. It might be possibly there's a recession in USA, which my foresight tells me. But with all those things happening, if this stops and the country which is going to emerge, this Canada has given us a stage to elevate. This Canada has given Indian diplomacy a different stature. This Canada fiasco, thanks to Justin Trudeau, has given us a different stature at the world politics. So this is where I see the trajectory of India going on. That is why India is not relenting. India is increasing the ante. It is not coming down. While as Justinder is trying to bring down the ante, kuch nahi karna, I want to build relations with India. We are having tough times. We are having this. We are having that. But gone are those days where you shoot from the hip. You know what I mean? Wo nahi chalega. And this CIA and all them also kind of underestimated how India will respond this time. They are not ready to believe how India is going to respond. They did not anticipate this, because as per my knowledge, sir, Justin Singh has been running, Justin Trudeau, he has been running since June to all his allies, and everywhere he is trying to gather support for this. Now, my question to him is, if this happened last month, right? June se tum kya kar rahe the? What were you doing in June? We are in October. So 3 months before you anticipated that India will come and there will be a raw agent and they will go and come and hit a person called a plumber and Niger. And after that, you will talk to Prime Minister Modi will deny, and then you will raise the diplomatic now. So that means you have been planning something for a quite long time here. And this opportunity has given us a great opportunity to move to the next level. So I would like to kind of sum it up here, because we will have a lot of questions. So this is why India is hitting hard and not letting the ante to go down. This is our opportunity to present ourselves at a global stage.
Thank you so much, Sumit ji. And we have a few questions now. Viewers, will be back at 9:30 p.m. IST on a Hindi program with Sumit ji. So do come back for that. Let's take some questions now, please. Praveen P wants to know, Sumit ji, please refer to the guy as Justinder, not Juswinder. Justinder, Justinder. Hare kya fark hai bhai? Aap to samajhte hain hum kya kehne wale hain. You understand what we are saying. But good point, good point. Vijay Kumar Srivastava wants to know, the way Imran Khan, Rahul Gandhi and Tudo talk and body language speaks their IQ. Happy to see them leading the way to the end of their roads and the parties. What is your take, Sumit sir?
Vijay ji, there is a saying that, विनाश काले विपरीत बुद्धि, और हिंदी में कहते हैं कि आपके यहाँ कोई कपूत जरूर पैदा होता है. If you get wealth by all illegitimate means and wrong means, there will be a kaput who will be born and he will destroy everything what you have built. It's the story of karma. It's the theory of karma, because your karma is going to come back and hit you. That is exactly what has happened with all these people, because the way they think politics is, the way they think governing is a very serious business, because you're responsible for lives, business and livelihood of 1.4 billion people. If a person like me will be there, I won't be able to sleep for an hour, because it's not about me. It's not about my 4 people in my family. It's about 1.4 billion people. You have to be very, very responsible. You have to think of humanity, and you are the people who are literally messing up your countries, their interests, their future. You are trading off the future of your future generations. And this class of privilege and entitlement. These people think we are privileged, we are entitled, we can do whatever we want to do, we can run away with whatever we want to, we can get away with what we want to do. That is bringing the doomsday. You are absolutely right, Vijay ji.
Next one, please. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaskar, in your view, has India responded so strongly in the past, except probably on countries like Nepal during the Rajiv Gandhi era? The string response is welcome, though.
You see, I think Nepal, Magnets, Ranga sir, you see, Nepal is our brothers. Nepal में हमारा रोटी और बेटी का संबंध है. You know, Mata Sita was from Nepal, so it's a very prehistorical kind of a thing with Nepal. Remember, Nepal told Pandit Nehru, great Chacha Nehru, कि we want to be a part of India. Chacha Nehru rejected that. Otherwise, Nepal would have been a part of India today. And Nepalis are our brothers. I mean, if you look at the Gorkha regiment, if you look at all the ties we have, Pashupatinath and all. So Nepal reacting strongly to Nepal is like reacting strongly to your own brother. It doesn't make sense. घर में भी लड़ाई होती है. Even between brothers, you have this misunderstandings and all, but they are not permanent. But here, India has never ever responded to a very, very close ally of America, a very, very so-called G7 country, a very, very white-dominated Caucasian country in such a way. These people always thought they could harbor terrorisms, they can interfere into internal affairs of India and could get away with it. Now that message is not, which is resonating. And in fact, Trudeau wants to somehow stop it. The problem here is he's not able to stop it. And what I like what Mr. Bagchi said, interference in the internal affairs of India. So we are saying, Canada, you are interfering in our internal affairs. It's not about Niger or who killed Niger. Nahi. It's about interference into our internal affairs, and this is not acceptable. This is the message which matters, sir.
Narayan P wants to know, People's Archive of Rural India is a program promoted by Niti Aayog, even though it's on Niti Aayog website. It's said to be promoted by Neville Roy Singham. Why is it so?
I think Mr. Narayan P, I'm not aware of this program, so I'm not aware of these details. If there is something like that. Now, Mr. Neville Roy Singham, he is out in the public. Now, his interests, his doings are out in the public. If he has somehow tried to infiltrate into this program, it will be taken care of. I don't think India needs a Neville Roy Singham promoted program. Maybe in the past, before his revelations were not there and before it happened 2 years, 5 years back, maybe at that point of time. The problem, what you are saying, Narayanji, is this is how the cabal is trying to infiltrate everywhere. Even they are trying to all infiltrate your Niti Aayog through some goodwill program. But in the back end, they have a news portal and their own cabal which are trying to propel this anti-India venom and trying to destabilize India. So, this is information warfare. They will attack you from all the sides. They will try to infiltrate in all your organizations. Look how ISI has been successfully able to infiltrate Canadian government. Everywhere there is a Pakistani origin Canadian. He or she has interest in Pakistan. They have family in Pakistan and somehow they have links with ISI. You have to take it for granted. Why Pakistani Muslims are only trying to take Canadian government jobs? Look into that question, Narayanji. You will have the answer.
Next one, please. Anshuman Singh wants to know, sir, do you think the 2024 elections will be fought on Hindutva versus Mandal? Dot Alliance is trying hard to make it happen. How is the center countering it?
Okay, elections will be on Hindutva and development. Mandal is what Nitish Kumar ji is trying to do because it's his last attempt or a chance in life to become PM, and he's trying to make himself, a Dalit leader and all that. But I want to point two, three pointers here quickly. First of all, Kurmis are only 3% as per his terminology in Bihar. How can a Kurmi of a 3% be a Dalit leader? Because you said jitni abadi utna milega. That is what Rahul Gandhi said. Secondly, by that logic, if you go by that logic, then Parsis are 0.1%. That means when you will vaccinate the whole world, then you will come to a Parsi. Muslims are 14-15%. Then by that logic, when 85% of the Hindus are done, then you will distribute a ration or a chawal or a atta to a Muslim. By that logic, then these both Tejasvi Yadav and Nitish Kumar should step down and they should elect somebody from EBS, extremely backward class, EBC, extremely backward class, to become a CM of the state. How Kurmis are well to do? How can a Kurmi with 3% become the CM? So this model is going to backfire on them because this caste division, Hindus have rejected. We have no caste. We only believe in Hindu, Hindustan and home. Though Nitish Kumar ji will try it as a last ditch effort. If you ask me, Anshuman Singh ji, it is Mandal Commission 3. It is Mandal 3 he is trying to unleash. BP Singh unleashed it once. Now Nitish Kumar ji is trying to unleash Mandal 3. That is unfortunate. And it is a blatant attempt to divide Hindus on the basis of caste, creed, religion, ethnicity, backward, pichda, ati pichda, and all that outdated things. While this was all Varna Vyavastha. There's nothing called caste in Hinduism. Ji.
Next one, please. Arvind TSY wants to know, in Sisodiya case, Supreme Court tells Enforcement Directorate, case inferences will fall flat in 2 minutes. It has asked AAP to be added if ED feels party got donations. Will Supreme Court get opportunity to make political funding transparent?
You see, Arvindji, there's a difference between political funding. Today, if you look at the political funding of BJP, you can find it on the website. More than 95 or 98% of the funding is through electoral bonds, and in electoral bonds, you don't know who the donor is. But I can tell you, as per the information in the public domain, the biggest donor to BJP is the Tata Group, is TCS and companies like from the Tata Group. Is Mr. Ratan Tata, if you want to be more candid with you. So the money coming as political donation is not a problem. Anybody can get political donation. Parties have a right. Otherwise, how will you find your party? But my problem is when the money from illegitimate sources and parties with conflicting interests is coming here. You cannot get political funding by doing scams. You cannot get political funding from China. You cannot get political funding from Khalistanis. You cannot get political funding through CIA and its agencies. That is where the problem is. If an industrialist or a group of companies transparently gives you electoral bonds, there's no problem. It's legal, 100% transparent, koi problem nahi hai. But this illegitimate political funding is where the problem is. Problem is not with the political funding. Problem is with this illegitimate political funding where this is going to make. And let me tell you, in the charge sheet, I think CBI and ED, I think, are already named AAP. So if AAP is named, I think Mr. Arvind Kejriwal is named or not, I'm not sure. I think he's also named. But the AAP, I clearly remember AAP's name has figured out in the charge sheet. If AAP is also named, then the party also becomes a party. The party also becomes a party to the crime. Then the party, AAP, also becomes a party to the crime. And whoever are the, these office bearers of the party, they, but naturally, by the virtue of it, become the facilitators of the crime. Ji.
Next question, please. Thank you so much, Singh ji, for your donation. It seems Rahul Gandhi and many others get away. When will they be arrested?
If you ask me, Singh ji, if I can be candid with you, Rahul Gandhi will not be arrested soon and may never be arrested. If you can, my set of thoughts. Because as long as you have Rahul Gandhi ji out, you know how he operates, you know whose people are. If you have to dismantle any organization, dismantle all the level 2 and below. Keep the level 1 there. As long as the level 1 is there, you know the behavior, you know the pattern, you know how they will operate, you know how they will behave. If a new person comes, it will take you 10 years to understand him and his network, because he will change all the network around him. If the top man is same, like people ask me, when will you take out 𝗏𝗡? I said, I can't see it happening now, not in the near future. When you take out this, let's say Salahuddin, I say, you will not take out Salahuddin. You will take the level 2, and that is exactly what I had predicted in various shows. If you see the level 2 is being taken down, level 1 ko chhod do. Level 1, if you change the level 1 and new level 1 will come, with him the whole ecosystem will change. It will take you 5 to 10 years to understand the ecosystem. Keep the level 1 there and start eliminating from level 2 and below. That's what the logic is.
And with that, our program comes to an end. We'll be back in a half an hour's time. But before that, a message from Sumit ji. Sumit ji, over to you.
Sir, this is about my initiative on this advisory. If you want to consult me on your life, career, business, economic and geopolitical impacts on your business and other things, you can write to me at the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 paid advisory, so you don't have to worry about personality, confidentiality, all the things which you are discussing and all the things which they're absolutely personal and confidential. So kindly feel free to write to me at this email ID. That is the limited say I want to say. Namaskar. And on that note, she said you want to make a point?
No, thank you so much, Sumit ji. And viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. We are still at 60% subscriber viewership. We would like to see that to go up to 100%. So with your help, we can do that. Sumit ji and I will be back in a half an hour's time to talk about your favorite topic, Pakistan and stuff. Take a break, popcorn, chips, Coke, Pepsi, जो भी है, coffee, tea, whatever you like to have in the evening, or chas, whatever it is. So get ready, and we'll be back again. Thank you so much, Sumit ji.
Sir, namaskar, pranam, thank you very much, and Hara, 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 Hara,
Mahadev.